Hey there and welcome. Have you ever found yourself trying to talk about tomorrow or maybe next week in French, and you just get stuck? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to break down the two main ways to talk about the future, and I promise we'll make it super simple and clear.
So, let's jump right in with a question for you. How would you say, I will have lunch? Just take a second to think about it. If you're a little unsure, or maybe you think there's more than one right answer, well, you're onto something big.
And, surprise, it turns out both of these are correct. Yep, je vais déjeuner and je déjeunerai both mean I will have lunch. So the real question isn't what to say, but when and why you'd pick one over the other. And that's exactly what we're going to clear up today. Let's dive in.
Here's a quick look at our game plan. We'll start with the two future tenses. Then we'll get into the near future, followed by the simple future. After that, we'll tackle those tricky irregular verbs, and we'll wrap it all up with some practice to make sure it sticks.
All right, part one. Let's get a bird's eye view of these two ways to talk about what's coming up.
Okay, on to our first tense, the near future. You'll hear this called the futur proche, and trust me, this is going to be your best friend in conversations.
So, the future proche is all about what's happening right around the corner. It's for your plans and intentions. Think of it as the French version of I'm gunny. It's casual, it's common, and you'll hear it all the time. If you're going to grab a coffee in a few minutes or catch a movie tonight, this is your tense. And the best part? Building this tense is a piece of cake. It's just two simple steps. First, you take the verb aller, which means to go, and you put it in the present tense. Step two, you just tack on the main verb in its original infinitive form. That is literally it.
For instance, I am going to have lunch. I go is je vais. The main verb is déjeuner. You just put them together. Je vais déjeuner. See? Super clean, super direct, and absolutely perfect for everyday chat.
Okay, moving on to our second future tense, the future sample. This is more like the classic I will future you might be used to.
Now, for regular verbs, this one is also just a two-step process. You start with the entire infinitive verb, no changes, like parler or finir. And then you just stick a special future ending on it. Now, these 6 endings right here, they're the absolute key to this whole tense. Once you know them, you're golden. They are ia, is, a, ons, easy, and ant. Seriously, if you memorize these, you've done like 90% of the work. Let's see it in action. For the verb parler, to speak, I will speak is je parlerai. For finir, to finish, we will finish is nous finirons. And here's a little pro tip on pronunciation. For verbs ending in er, that e goes silent. So you don't really say parlerai, it's smoother, more like parlerai.
All right, every language has its quirks, right? So let's dive into the final boss level, the tricky irregular verbs. Time to master those exceptions.
But here is the best news you'll hear all day. You do not have to learn new endings. Those 6 endings we just went over, they are exactly the same. The only thing that changes with these weirdo verbs is the first part of the word, what we call the stem. And here they are, the most common irregulars, the ones you're going to use all the time. For être, to be, the stem becomes ser, so I will be is je serai. For avoir, to have, the stem is or, so I will have is j'aurai. Faire, to do, uses faire, making I will do, je ferai. And aller, to go, has a tiny stem, just ir, so I will go is j'irai. It's worth pausing here just to get familiar with these. Okay, theory is great, but let's make sure this all makes sense. It's time for some practice and to lock in those key takeaways. Let's put it all together. First one, how would you say she will be 30 years old soon? Remember, in French, you have years, so we use the verb avoir. And remember, it's one of our key irregulars. Give it a shot.
And the answer is, Elle aura 30 ans bientôt. Perfect. We take that irregular stem for avoir, which is or, and we just pop on the el ending, which is a. Elle aura. You got this.
Okay, let's try another really common one. I will go to the doctor tomorrow. The verb is aller, to go. How does that one change for the future sample? You got it. J'irai chez le médecin demain. The stem for aller is ir, and the ending for I is est. Putting together, you get irai. And of course, since je comes before a vowel, we squish it down to j'irai. Okay, one last one to bring it all home. He will choose bananas for dessert. The verb is choisir, which is a totally regular IR verb. This one should feel like a victory lap. Exactly. Il choisira les bananes comme dessert. Because it's a regular verb, we just take the whole infinitive, choisir, and stick on the he ending, ah. Simple as that. Great job. So let's just boil it all down. For the near future, for conversations, for things you're going to do, use the futur proche. That's just aller plus the infinitive. For things further out, for more formal plans or for predictions, use the futur simple. That's your infinitive or your special stem plus one of those 6 key endings. And there you have it. You are now officially equipped with the 2 most important tools for talking about the future in French. So the only question left is, what will you do tomorrow? Think about it and try to say it out loud in French using one of the tenses we just covered. Go on, the future is yours.